Right, I just want to check that we're actually live on Facebook, and I'm just refreshing the page. And yes, we are live, so I can close the page and come back here. Now, today, I'm just waiting for him to take his seat. We are experimenting. Say hello to Bridgetti, and I'll just add Bridgetti to a scene, and your video has sized itself, which is absolutely brilliant. So though, Bridgetti, I'm going to send this live, and right, okay. Are we good to go? It's just me on screen at the moment. You should be able to, I'll explain everything as we go along, but I'm going to send this to live with the three of us on screen, and we'll see what happens. Now, it's going to be interesting because you should see the stream output on the right-hand side below you, or the left-hand side, and it will switch from just being me to being the three of us. And that's successfully in the broadcast. Robert, can you see us? Right, in a few seconds, it should change to being the three. Thank you. There you go. We're good. You're on screen. Bridgetti, hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Nice to see you, gentlemen. And
Indeed.
A brand new platform.
Well, it is. It is. This is the first time that I've used it in this setting, direct to Facebook. Robert and I were on the show with David earlier in the week when we were literally in the frame. So this week, this show, it's a lot easier if you can actually arrange your screens beforehand. So that's what we've done. And I'm glad that you both arrived and we're able to go live. And I'm just keeping a close eye on my processor and making sure that everything's working. I do have things I can do to improve the situation. But my first question is, how are you finding your Facebook reach at the moment? Okay, Bridgetti? Well, yes, that has to be said. You do a lot of live. Bridgetti?
I've got no complaints, not at all. I haven't seen any drop in viewers or anything. So I really don't have a problem. I'm not complaining.
Okay. Well,
Have you noticed a difference in your viewers, Stephen?
Yes. Yeah, our show, which goes out on Thursday mornings, which is the Loving for Britain show, has had been hit, let's say, by the reach thing. But then again, it only broadcasts once a week. It's broadcasting at 5 a.m. Eastern, and we know the majority of our audience is actually in the States. So that's not unusual. Okay.
Oh, you're watching on your phone, right? I need to watch this too because right. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go online so I can watch it on my phone as well. Correct. Well, technically you're 100% correct, because I mean that's what traditional media does. It's one way, and this is meant to be two ways. So if we can't see what people are saying, then we're just doing a one-way stream.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm
that's
just trying to find it on Facebook. Oh no.
Okay.
Why is that?
Oh.
Okay, so can
Okay.
anyone hear? I haven't found the group, but can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we're on the Be Live in 5 page.
I'm
Yeah,
just trying to
I've
get to
got.
the B9 5 page.
Oh, that's interesting. We can hear you internally. Can you?
I can hear you, yes.
Right. Can you bob out and come back in again, Robert? Okay. So we've now got a situation where it's just you and I, as it will be tomorrow night tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern. But we are on the. I heard a strange voice then.
No, that was me getting the show on my phone here, and I've just turned the volume down.
All right. Okay. No worries at all.
I just wanted to get it up and hear the comments or see the comments, not hear the comments. There we
Well,
go.
I've.
So the
Yeah.
RJ is there and Patricia is there.
Right. Okay. Now, if you can hear Bridgetti and I, that I know, if you could we're just testing something. If you could press the like button, that would be absolutely brilliant. Because I've got inside here, I've got technical problems. Just a moment, Robert. We'll have you in the show in a moment. We're just testing at the moment, and I'm going to send that to live. And I'm going to try and add Robert into the scene, and I can see you there, and I can see you there. Just testing, and I've got a message coming in. I'm just going to shrink that. I'm going to shrink your screen. Okay. And I'm going to remove our things around. And yeah, but within a second, Bridgetti, I want you just a minute. I've got a David going on here. Right. Okay. We are all three on screen now. Robert, everybody should be able to hear you. And the screen's
now. You got to wait for the 15-second delay.
Yeah, well, yeah, there is a 15-second delay between here and Facebook. But if somebody could just press the like button, I've got for the first time ever inside Lightstream, I've got the like and love and aha buttons, and I just want to see if it's real time or not. So that would be interesting.
Patricia's saying no. Does that mean that she can't hear you, Robert?
No, she said it before I popped on. So the question is, can they hear me?
Now.
Yes, there he is. Sounds good, Patricia just said.
Ah, okay. Got it.
Yay! I can be heard.
All good.
Success.
I just thought Stephen was playing with me, saying, we've heard enough of Robert on
I'm
sorry. That's David Burrow.
Among the seven of us, I would never do that. I never, ever do that. There's no need for that. We've got love and respect for each other. So no problems there. But I'm watching my processor, which is obviously the thing that did for David the other day. And we seem to be doing fine. So
now, what did you set it at?
We're all at 720 at the moment. So if we were to dial back, then we'd be even better. But we're broadcasting out. Sound is good. Video is good. So
well, it seems all fine on if I'm looking on my phone, it all looks pretty good to me.
Well, and I've got to say this, Bridgetti, what's happened here is you are pretty clear, as opposed to occasionally being frozen on another platform. Okay. So I think the bandwidth requirements are lower. Sorry.
I haven't used Lightstream myself. I've set it up, but I haven't actually broadcast with Lightstream just yet. Do you see the comments in the control center?
Not today, but I will do shortly, because I can see 6 icons for the likes and the loves and the ha-has. And if that's here, it wasn't here yesterday, then with the next update, which is coming Friday, we'll be able to see the comments. I think it's getting closer. They've been beta testing it and then release it. Now, the thing about this platform is that it is free to use, currently free to use. It is, depending on your processor, up to 8 people on screen. You can have, just let me go through it. I'll just bring my crib sheet up. Up to 8 people on screen. You can have multiple switchable sets, which means you can go between one set and another. And I'm just going to go live with this, and I'll be back in a second. Yeah, and private chat is working, and just going live.
Let me test it.
Yeah. If you're checking your phones at the moment, you will see the screen change. And basically what I've done is I am inset into a photograph. And why do I use Lightstream on Facebook and YouTube? First thing is it goes out to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. It has RTMP, so it goes out to Periscope as well. So if you're working from your desktop, then you can use a desktop to go live on Twitter and Periscope. Up to 8 people on screen, multiple switchable preset scenes. I've used 2 of them so far, possibly more during the show. Integrated comments, thanks. Integrated comments on YouTube. And then there will soon be integrated comments on Facebook as well. And Robert's just shown me the screen, which I was able to see. Text on screen is scrollable. So if you want to have a scrolling banner, you can use that. You can also have, well, I think it is, because there are instances where you want that. If you want a ticker tape or you want a banner, and you can control the color and the speed and the type font, and you can sort of tailor it to what you want it to be, which is ideal. You can show multiple images. So rather than just showing one image and that image taking up one of the seats, you can, if you've got the power on your PC or your Mac, have 8 people on screen and photographs. Yeah. If you've got, that's it. Well, you can upload that, exactly. So you can upload a video and it will play with sound. So you could do a pre-roll, post-roll, mid-roll, whatever you want to do with a live video. That's an excellent question. You can do a screen share. I'm not too sure about the sound. Shall we try that before the end of the show? We're going great with guns at the moment. If we're going to break it, let's break it in sort of 30 minutes time. Okay. Only occasionally, and then not. Oh yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yeah. Yeah. I've got. Well, I've got just 3 points to go, and I'm not trying to be rude. I just wanted to actually show this on the screen. I was doing it. You can add an RTMP source, so you can come in from vMix, you can come in from OBS, you can come in from Manycam, and that's the source it will use. And the other great feature is that you can go RTMP out, so real-time message protocol going out to any site that accepts RTMP, which means you can go live on Periscope and other sites using RTMP. You can even go live to Facebook using RTMP. Yeah. I think you could. I think you could if you got the right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm now back with the 3 of us on screen. It should change in a moment. But the thing is that the switching of scenes is relatively seamless. You just press a button. You can set up as many preset scenes as you want. So I've got 5 different scenes here, all take up a little bit of RAM, but I've got the show card, I've got the 3 of us on screen, I've got a screen with just me, I've got a screen with me and Robert, and then there's a screen with the 3 of us on.
Yeah, Patricia wrote, they said we can't hear you or who you are talking with. So when you put it up as you within that white screen and Bridgetti and I are talking, they couldn't hear us.
Shall we?
Oops.
So it's not that Stephen was going crazy and just having one of those moments talking to himself. He was actually talking to the two of us.
True. In actual fact, just let me experiment a moment. Oh, good.
Because the screen set that you set up only had one incoming box, so they weren't going to hear the volume of the two of us.
Well, let's put that to right, shall we? Just to show how flexible this system is. And we're all three now going to go live. I'm not saying it's perfectly set up, but it's reasonable. We're all three now going to feature on the show card. So if you could both talk, then I can make sure your mics are working.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. And the screen has changed now, and I'm back. And Patricia, I'm not talking to myself. I was talking to Bridgetti and Robert, as you can see. Now that's how easy it is to actually change a scene. The original scene was just me on camera, and then I was able to bring you two in. Two of you.
So effectively, when you have a scene with just yourself, only your volume is active, and people will not hear the volume of the other people. So it's only the people that's in the scene, their volume will be heard.
Exactly.
If you really want to screw with people's minds, have one set up just with you, but have the conversation with the other person in the thing, and we'll totally mess up everybody.
Can I show you? Well, whilst we're doing that, can I show you another trick? And this will come handy for somebody that we know. If I can get it to work, that is. I've broken it. Hang on.
Hey, April.
April, hello.
Going on.
I was just.
And RJ's checking it out right now. She says it looks exciting.
Well, I'm going to send it to live now, and you can still hear me. But now it's changed to people still be able to hear me, but it's changed to a still shot. Yeah. So if you want to be on camera, but you don't want to be seen moving about, then you can actually sort of take it down to a still shot, and that opens up endless possibilities, because you can change the transparency so that you could even go dark. Yeah. So
now you're on a still shot.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Excellent.
And you could also
and I are moving.
Indeed.
Isn't that a lovely picture to see 4 people on screen? It's just so super cool.
And it's interesting. I don't know who's here, but somebody's on the Be Live in 5. They said, hola. I'm assuming it might be Tina.
It could be Tina. It could be David.
It could be anyone.
It could be April in disguise. I don't. Well, we've been through the main features, and these are all above any of the system we've looked at before. So up to 8 people on screen, switchable preset scenes, integrated comments, text on screen which is scrollable, multiple images as we can see here, screen share which we'll test towards the end of the show, and play uploaded video clips, RTMP in from OBS, vMix, or Wirecast, and RTMP out, so you can actually broadcast from your desktop to Periscope without any additional software. And finally, you can display local text files. You can save a text file on your hard drive, and you can display the contents of that text file on screen. So if you want to put together a script or an agenda, or even some notes, you can bring those on screen as well to actually illustrate to describe.
And how is your processor doing? Because I just got a couple of green dots I saw.
My processor is saying yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just like because remember with David on Monday, we were getting those green faded lines in and out. I saw a couple of pixel dots of green on you, but it's disappeared.
Let's take that warning, and we'll switch scenes again. and go to live, and the three of us will be back on screen in a moment. But let's talk about the guest experience here, because it's different, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But it's you know,
Can you describe
I
it?
I can see the three of us. What is weird is initially when I came on, I had myself with my name on top of the screen, and then Stephen, I can see you next to me at the moment, and then Robert down below.
Yeah.
And initially when I joined, I could see my name on all three pictures, which was weird, instead of identifying each one of you.
Yes.
So that was odd. And now I can see Robert now, since he went out and came back, it's now got his name. So I can see who he is, you know, just in case I didn't know who he was.
Yeah. Thanks, Daddy.
You know, just in case.
I call you Bridge?
And then, yeah, go for it, Rob. And then Stephen, you still saying, you know, you've still got my name going there. I'm not quite sure you know, why it does that instead of your own name.
Okay. But you do know who I am, don't you? So that's okay. I mean, Robert had the same experience.
That's okay.
On Monday. Now, the other thing is that you can actually see the output screen, can you, or can't you?
No, I can't. Can you, Robert?
See what?
The output screen. I don't see it.
No, I don't have a stream output. In fact, mine
it's
says
for me.
Stream is offline.
Oh, right.
Yeah, for me as well. It also says stream is offline.
Okay, but you can see the three of us.
I'm going to type something in the chat to see if you guys can see it.
Yeah, well, that's what I did earlier. I wrote just typing here to see if the private chat works.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Bridgetti. The thing is that we're actually, when you're in the green room, you've got three boxes, haven't you? We're all the same size in there. Yeah. It's not a big screen with the host on. It's three people.
Right.
Actually the same size. To me, aesthetically, that's better because you don't feel like you're a tiny little box in the right-hand corner.
No, it looks like a good system. I mean, obviously, it's got some bugs here and there. You got to be careful with the processor, and you got to learn the curve of the switching scenes and to bring somebody in with the sizing and everything else. My only concern, and Stephen heard it before Bridgetti got here, is you need a second device because you need to have the comments, and hopefully that'll change soon.
Well, as I say, I can see the 6 icons, so the stream chat is on its way.
Yeah, I saw the stream. It says stream chat on the right side of our browser, but it doesn't have anything in it. No,
not yet. But it shows that it's on its way because it wasn't there on Monday.
Right.
So they are making progress. Now, the thing to say at the moment is that this system is entirely free to use currently, and it's basically well, this is. I mean, the reason that Vincent Burkhardt and I like this system is that you can be creative. I mean, we've said in live video, what you've got to do is tell a story. Yeah. And using graphics and text and video, you can tell a story. Yeah.
The green's coming. I got it once on Bridgetti, and then I got it once on you, Stephen.
Well, I saw it on Bridgetti.
I just saw it on you. Just so everybody knows what we're talking about. If you know something, if you see any of the videos come up with a little green film and it kind of speckles, write it in the chat so we know in whose box it was, just so we have an idea.
Good idea.
Hey, there's something else I'm noticing here. That you guys have got, I can see your volume control. So when you're speaking, it does have an indicator, but I don't have one.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it.
And I have it for the two of you.
Yeah.
So that's how it works.
I'm going to turn the volume up on both of your microphones and send that to live. And if people have been straining to hear you, they won't now. You know the amplifier in a famous rock movie that goes to 11? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the dial goes to 11. It's a spoof rock movie, isn't it? Nim will come to me in a moment.
No, but that's what you were saying earlier. I can't mute myself but I could mute the two of you.
Oh, I can mute both of you.
I've just realized that as well now. I mean, I can also mute the two of you.
Indeed.
So, like, if David Vaughn came on, I could just mute him and not listen to him. It's, you know, it's okay.
Oh, the power.
That could get interesting. That could.
Well,
Now I wonder if
David and I have many times just out of the blue just kicked the other person off to show how you can do it.
Like, just because you can, you know. So what would be interesting is if I were to mute one of you, would that mute it only for me, or would it mute it also for the audience?
Right. We're doing an experiment. Who are you going to mute? I
already muted Bridgetti. I can't hear her. She's chuckling away and going, "Oh, thanks, Robert." And now she's back.
Right. Now I'm going to carry on talking. I'm presuming you've muted me. And
no, I don't mute you.
Okay, so I've muted the two guys now on my side. This would be interesting. So I'm talking by myself, and but I think Robert's muted me as well. So
nope.
Anyone, can you tell us whether you can hear any one of us?
I'll say I go
crazy.
One. Right.
Okay, I'm going to put them back on.
Let's have a 2 and a 3.
Stephen, don't repeat what you said about her.
I won't. It's between you and I. I won't say a
it
word.
goes both ways, Bridgetti.
I won't say a word. I mean, I'm just experimenting here with the displays, and I'm going to send them live, because what you can do, of course, is you can sort of endlessly experiment with how the screen looks. And if I could post I'm watching my processor today, so, but what would be good is when we come on later, because we're doing a show here tomorrow as well, aren't we, Bridgetti? So when we come on tomorrow, yes, we'll see if we can get a fourth person on. And yeah, so screen's going to change again.
You know what the interesting thing is to me, Stephen?
Yeah.
I'm always working off one of two devices to go on camera. I'm either using my laptop, or I'm using my phone. My phone always shows the same way. My laptop, depending on the application I use, shows differently. This shows crystal clear. Be live, it's good. When I do straight Facebook live on my desktop, it's fuzzy. But meanwhile, it's the same device.
I know, and there is a difference between this and other systems. All the processing is not it. Right, okay. With other systems, some of the processing is actually in the browser itself. So the performance is dependent on your PC, whereas with this system, Lightstream, the majority of the processing is done in the cloud. So there's no processing taking place in our browsers. Yeah, other than the transmission of the video and audio, there is nothing taking place in the browser, which means that when we go out live, our photos are crystal clear. Because we're only sending a signal.
So technically speaking, Stephen, so essentially, if you have a lower processor, because the processing is not taking place on your computer locally, your broadcast quality should be better than what you would do if you were using software that processes locally, right?
But it also depends on your Wi-Fi.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
Your internet's going to stop it too.
But barring your, if your internet was good, but you had your processing speed was low, then Lightstream would be good in that instance, right?
Indeed. Well, let's talk about the background of this. This company used to be known as Infiniscene, as Robert knows, and their first product is called Prism, and they've won awards for that. And basically, they were then catering to video gamers. Now, video gamers have wide range of different spec machines, and they had to get it so not only was the live game being shown, but the gamers as well. So in doing that and developing that technology, this system can work on low-level PCs, not as a host, but certainly as one of the guests. Would we agree on that?
So one thing I'm noticing here that would be really nice is if all of us had a volume button that you can actually mute, like a cough button, if you want to clear your throat or something, because there's nothing here for me to turn the volume off, unless I were to message one of you and say, I want to cough or something, mute me. But then again, Patricia was saying, even if we mute each other, she could still hear everything.
Yeah. I just want to do a trial. And Bridgetti, if you carry on talking, then you should, in fact, be silent on the broadcast.
Okay, so can anybody hear me? I am supposedly muted.
You're silent here as well. Can you hear Robert?
Can you hear me? Robert, can you hear anything I'm saying?
Here, but I'm going to listen on this too.
Okay, right, can you hear me? Can you hear me as a member of the audience, Robert? Like, can you hear me now? Okay, there's a 15-second delay, right? So that'll take a while. Can you hear me? Robert, can you hear anything I'm saying?
Listen on this too.
Okay, can you hear me?
So if Steven mutes you, he doesn't hear you, but everybody else still does.
Okay.
Well, that is what Patricia was saying earlier. When we mute each other, it's only for ourselves. It's only for our benefit, but the audience can still hear us.
Okay.
Right. Just looking out my window.
All right. Basically, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide Robert.
Hey!
Oh, wait a minute. And then what I can do is I can even up the screens. So as soon as I see Robert come back, I can bring Robert back. You're back. That was quick. Right, okay. So the stream's being updated, and in a few seconds we should all three appear on screen again. But I do have volume controls here, and I can, if I so wish, I can turn off your mics. If you want to test that, Bridgetti.
Okay, yes, let's do that.
Turn your sound. Oh, no, I can't do that now. I could, but the stream's still updating, and just let me send that to live. We are experimenting here today on Lightstream, and I mean the quality of the pictures is just brilliant. I'm just waiting for Robert to reappear on the live, which you will. Yes, I can see you, but I'm waiting for you to appear on the output screen. I know. I can see the stream output without leaving this browser window, and I think what's happened is I've actually broken this. Just a minute. Let me click that. Right. If you can, I'm just the updating of the stream seems to have taken a turn. So we're doing pretty well. Hopefully it will come back in a minute. What I would love to do is to actually refresh, but I'm not going to try that at the moment. Just wait a minute. What I'll do is I'll try. It's not your. We can see and hear you. That's okay. It's just that that's right. It's the updating the stream that's the problem. There's an updating stream button, and it's currently orange when it should be green, and that means the stream's updating, but it doesn't appear to be changing on Facebook. Yeah. Now, I could take. You could feed me the lines and right. Right. I think I've broken this in terms of updating the stream. Okay. Yeah, go out and come back in again, Robert. See if we can lower the processor level, and I'm going to take a few scenes off. And Robert's gone. Wait for Robert to come back. I'm just going to adjust the cameras again, and yeah, I still. Bridgetti, I'm sorry about this. I will get it right for tomorrow, I promise.
That's okay. You know, it's all part of the teething problems.
It is. It is. Now I can bring Robert back and add Robert to the scene, because you can
and
hear
it's nice
now,
that we can practice, you know.
Oh yeah. So I'm bringing Robert back, but what I think I've done, I'm just going to adjust your screen, sir. Right, and I'm going to shrink the screen. So you're now back with us, which is good. And this saying the stream output is what I'm seeing.
I'm not seeing Robert yet in the output screen.
Right. Okay.
There we go. You've changed the picture in picture.
All right. Okay. Well, that was good. Now, if I can, Robert, you're actually live.
All over my face now.
Well, just a minute. We can see what's happening. I'm just trying to readjust this. You're the star of the show at the moment, Robert, so it's over to you.
No, Bridgetti's like right on top of me. I mean, it's God, she's so annoying.
Hang on. What I'm going to do. Right, okay.
This is hilarious.
So I've gone for quick scene switch, which I'm trying to switch on. And
Robert, you'll have to move to the side.
Yeah, you need to move other way.
Either way. Yeah. Okay.
Right, that's good. So it's the two of you.
Daddy.
And on my right-hand side.
And pulling the strings behind everybody is Steven.
Well, I don't know whether anybody. If anybody can hear me, can they say?
Actually, I did that perfect. I'm looking at the screen. It's like.
Yep.
You did. That was
good.
Perfect.
Right. Okay. I'm going to try something. But you're still two on the screen. Hang on, yes. I'm back.
I'm back. Picture.
When I was a little kid, and my dad would have my two bigger brothers go all the way far behind, standing on a bench, and have me closer and go like this, and he had them like little, standing in the palms in a picture.
Oh,
so I was like, I should sit in the middle and go, look at my friends. Here is Bridgetti, and here is Steven.
I don't know.
So Steven, even though you're not there, they can hear you. They can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes, well, they can hear you.
Oh, right.
Patricia's just saying she can hear all three of us.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, that's good. I don't mind not being on camera. I don't have a thing about it. But what I've got is the updating stream button is stuck. I must have pressed it too quickly twice. And without.
This is kind of cool though, because if I had like a website that I wanted to have them go, I can be like, so click on the website over here, and then it could appear here in the set.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm thinking like a marketer.
So Steven, can you, that picture in picture, can you move it around? Or is that where it's...
I think that we're actually at the moment. I'm going to try and move it around because we'll see what happens.
You just put it
But I
dead
think-
center, so this place is covering me totally up, my face.
At the moment we're locked.
See, even down in South Africa, she can be in South Africa, down in Cape Town, and everything else, and she's still taking front stage right in front of me.
Well, you're better positioned now. You know, it's like not on top of your face. You've just moved over just ever so slightly.
The other way.
Oh. Peekaboo! Peekaboo!
Oh,
Don't
dear.
you know yet about me, Bridgetti?
Oh my goodness.
And it looks perfect on screen. Watch.
It is. It's absolutely perfect.
Peekaboo!
Right. Okay. Now, and if you can see me now, you cannot see Robert or Bridgetti, but hopefully in a second or two, you'll see all through. Yeah, I know. Thank you, Robert. Brilliant. But I can now say that we're all three back on screen in a second or two.
Not according to them.
There we go.
Thank you.
Voila. We're all back on screen.
Oh, this looks weird. I'm showing the picture, which is showing my camera.
True.
I feel like I'm in the Matrix.
Right. Okay. Now, brilliant. Now, what I did wrong there, I'm going to put my hands up here and say it wasn't Lightstream, it was me, it was finger trouble, is that I made a change to the set, moved us around, pressed the send to live button, yeah, and then I made another change and pressed send to live again before the first one had finished. So, operator error.
So you
got confused.
You were a quick releaser.
I'm not saying a word, Robert. That's. Yeah.
No, you made it. Released it too fast, so it wasn't set.
But what has to be said is that Lightstream recovered from my finger trouble eventually. After sort of 5 or 6 minutes, it sorted itself out and came back. And I'm going to take my life in my hands again because there's a line button here which says quick scene change, and I should just be able to move you down the screen and send to live, and that should go through within a few seconds. Just making sure that send to live still works.
So Stephen, does Lightstream have any lower thirds?
You can create your own, and you can bring it in as graphics. You can arrange it on the screen. So there's the revised screen.
You would have to create everything.
Well, you can send the images to me, and right, okay, I see. You could, if you so wish, come in via ManyCam. Yeah.
Then I have control of my screen, what I can split on.
Total control of your screen. As it is, I could, if we were going to be static on screen, then I could change it around so that if we did it before we went live, yeah, then if we did it before we went live and everything was sorted out, then it would be good because then you could prepare. I mean, the thing about this is that what I do is I'm setting up what's called a project or a set. And I've got a set, this is the Be Live in 5 set. And it's got scenes which are pertinent to Be Live in 5. Yeah? So whenever we do a Be Live in 5 show, like we will tomorrow, I can use this set. Yeah? At 1:30 Eastern today, I'm going live with Raven, and I've got a set for Raven as well. So that will be a different setup, and you can create as many setups as you want. And you can set it up for 1 person on screen, 2 people on screen, 4 people on screen, or 8 people on screen. Yeah. And the other thing is that
Raven and I and another person have a new show coming out at the end of February. We're planning right now.
oh, brilliant,
Yeah.
Nice.
excellent. It's amazing what you know when you just lay a little seed, but get to find out. Brilliant.
That's all I'm saying. It's coming out the end of February.
I shall ask Raven tonight.
And it'll be on Wednesday.
She won't tell me, but I can ask.
She might give you a little info. I already made the logo for it. It's basically 3 people across the nation, east, west, and central of the United States, and we're going to be doing some stuff.
Excellent. Congratulations. When do you start? And what did you say, in a month?
It's going to be in February. I think it's the last Wednesday of February. We're going to do it Wednesdays.
Excelente.
And we're doing it more like a half-hour show.
Okay, yep.
We're not going to go to this full long thing because we're all in business, we're all doing things, and we also came up with the idea that if one of us can't make it, we're either going to get a person to replace them to do stuff, or we're going to have a recorded segment from that person in its place.
That's good. Right. Okay.
I think that's nice.
Which begs the next question: which system are you using?
Well, I want to use Be Live because I like the idea of the comments. But the problem is right now with Be Live, we can't do a recorded video with sound.
Indeed.
I mean, we can technically. I could put the microphone over to the thing, but we're playing around. We're saying, I mean, we got 3-4 weeks to set it up. It's not going to take long.
Well, the thing is, we do have.
Speaking of which, not that I've noticed, Be Live hasn't yet released the option to do 4 on a screen, right?
They haven't.
I haven't missed it. I haven't missed anything. Like,
oh no,
you would have been using it, but
David and David on it at one time.
True. I mean, something like that. I mean, would be like a huge celebration. I mean, it would be like just all over Facebook. Like, yay, it's finally happened.
I think we can look to that being introduced on a Monday night. Well, tradition is that anything new is released on Be Live Weekly, and if it's going to happen, it will happen there.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it will make a difference, but as we've seen today, it's all very. There is. I can understand why it would take a while to actually beta test it and get this totally robust. As we've seen today, when all of us are in 720 and we're broadcasting out, there is the processor is being asked to do a lot. And that's even on here where the processing is in the.
And that's only with 3 people.
Exactly.
Imagine if we had a full room of 6 to 8 people.
Yeah. Well, basically, what you can do. I mean, I've gone mad here because we're all on the screen. But what you could do is you decrease the size of the. Right. Okay. You take the extra scenes out and you decrease the size of each camera. Yeah. So instead of having the cameras as they are at the moment, you shrink them, and that would take less processor. But we can test that. I mean, if I go and switch scenes again, it's still updating, so I'm not going to do that again. I'm nearly breaking it. People can see and hear us, and we're coming towards the end of the program.
Peter's out there. Jason Franco's chimed in. I think John Upton is watching, but he hasn't made a comment yet.
It could well be that he is watching, yes.
I saw a couple people say, "Hi, John," and I'm like, I didn't see him comment.
But John Upton has made a comment. He's made both him and Jason.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have John's comment. That's very interesting.
I do. So hello to Peter, hello John, hello Jason.
I guess John is blocked.
I see he's made several comments.
It's interesting.
Right, now this is the strange thing. Facebook is playing up. It's hiding posts and it's hiding comments.
Now I see. Okay, I have made several. I rebooted it. I came out and came back in, and now I can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what I'll do for the show tomorrow is I will have my phone open as well, and we can share then the duties then.
David Burrows has joined. Hello, David.
Hello, David. Good to see you. We've had interesting times for the last 50 minutes or so. Right. So, okay, at this stage, without Facebook comments being here, a rating out of 10 for the experience?
I've had a pretty good experience. You know, it's been nice playing around. I feel it makes, as a guest, I feel pretty comfortable. I don't feel out of sorts or lost or anything like that. So my user experience has been pretty good. The only thing, as I said, would be nice is if I could mute myself if I needed to, you know, a cough button or something.
Yeah.
That's the only negative for me. But other than that, it's been a very nice user experience.
Good. It's gone
Robert?
quiet now. Robert?
On a 1 to 10, I give it a 7.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
You know, as a user.
Yeah.
And the reason being, you know, obviously I'm big with the comments, not having that there. But also, as Bridgetti said, we talked about earlier, the mute button. As the moderator, administrator, your position, I have to test it out first, but I'll tell you, it looks like it's a lot more work.
It's a lot more. It is more work because you're actually designing your own sets.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than being tied to showing one picture, you can show 2 pictures, 3 pictures, 4 pictures on the same screen. You can have text on the screen rather than just having the comments space. Yeah. So that's why we over the top of the screen, listening to Tina the other day about people who use systems where you can drag and drop things. I've kept this simple and straightforward, but you could get very complex scenes out of this just by using photographs and text. I think that if I was looking at this, I would say that you've got to be able to use BeLive first. So BeLive is the training wheels and getting started and doing chat shows. And then the next step up, I'm suggesting openly, is Lightstream for the moment.
Did you read the chat by any chance?
No. I should have to.
Private chat.
Oh, sorry. I can see 2 comments in the private chat. You
don't see the 1251 one?
I've got one at 5:13 and one at 5:24.
Oh, not showing up for you?
You have the one that says me testing it out. You have the one that said Bridgetti wrote hello.
Yeah.
And you don't have another one?
Not at the moment, no.
Ah.
Wow.
Okay. Can you
Bridgetti,
type
I saw what you wrote. Bridgetti was going to basically say she was going to bow out because she has something she has to do.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, yes, I didn't see that. My apologies, Bridgetti. We're coming towards the end of the show. What I am going to say is that you need to practice on BeLive first to get proficient, and then come over to Lightstream. And it would so happen that I happen to have a Udemy course for it. Now, I'd like to thank, because we're a team here, we see each other most days. So, Bridgetti and Robert, thanks for coming to Lightstream today. Bridgetti, I'll see you again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, when we'll be on Lightstream again. To everybody who's watched and commented, Bridgetti and Robert have reacted to the comments and told me what some of them are. We'll be back tomorrow. We're back on BeLive next week. So, final thoughts, Robert, and then Bridgetti, and then we'll bow out.
Just, this is the great thing. We're in a time era right now that we're going to be trying lots of new things because who knows what's going to be available next week.
To do next week.
Okay. So, I'm just waiting for it's still updating the stream. I think I'm going to have to keep streaming, but I'll excuse both yourself and Bridgetti, and I'll see you both later.
All right.
Well, thanks, everyone. Bye from me.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye for
Bridgetti.
now. I've got a situation here that I can't actually leave.
Well, you can just exit out.
Well, I could. That's probably a good idea. Shall I just close the browser?
Now, on the upper right-hand show, I have a red button that says Leave Show.
Yep.
Do you have one?
I've got a button which says End Stream, but at the moment it's grayed out.
Ah.
That's why I can't do it normally.
All right, so I'm going to leave show and leave it down to you.
Okay.
And then you can just X out.
Okay. Take
All
care.
right.
See you soon.
I'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Right, and then there was me, and I'm just waiting for my browser to come back, and unfortunately, partway through that show, iTunes started updating and left me with a problem. So, to everybody who's watched today, thank you. I'm going to close the show. This has been Stephen Bridgetti and Robert on Lightstream. We'll be back soon. Bye for now.